And that's what's happened in Milton Keynes. Milton Keynes is perpetually a no overall control authority. There are 22 Conservative councillors, there are 20 Labour councillors, and there are 13 Liberal Democrat councillors. And for the whole time I've been leader of Milton Keynes Council, I've never had a majority. And people say I'm the cockroach of politics in Milton Keynes because people can vote for who they like, but they get me as leader after every set of elections for the past 8 elections. And to me that's fine, because 60% to 65% of people in Milton Keynes continually vote for progressive parties. And it wouldn't be right that the Conservatives get a majority of only 35 to 40% of the votes. But it also means that as the head of an administration, we pay the real living wage. We ban 15-minute care visits. We don't use 0 hours contracts. We've upped our social contract with more for MK that we put more into our economy through our procurement than Preston do through their Preston model. And I've done all this, and we've done all this, without a majority. But the Lib Dems, who are our partners in our, it's not a coalition, I'm not allowed to say coalition, it's absolutely not a coalition. Forget the word coalition, it's a partnership, it's not a coalition. They don't like the word coalition, don't mention coalition. They get what they want. And what the Dems want is grassroots politics. They want the potholes fixed. They want weekly leavings. They want higher recycling rates. And that's absolutely fine. Because actually that's what we should want too, as Labour politicians. And I don't mind also having a conversation in Milton Keynes with a number of our Green colleagues as well. Because as a Labour Council and as a Progressive Alliance Council, we've committed to become carbon negative by 2050, carbon neutral by 2030. And that's what you can do if you've got no overall majority, but you form alliances with other parties of right thinking and right-minded policies. And I'm in the heart, I'm really proud to be in the heart of a new Progressive Alliance count in England. Cambridgeshire, Oxfordshire, North Hart, Milton Keynes, these are all councils that have really in their history mostly only ever known Conservative rule, and now they're run by progressive alliances. Or with Greens, with Dems, with Independents, who all know that delivering our core values is just as important than who is delivering it, what colour is the badge next to that name when it comes to voting. But what I will say about the national politics, I mean, it was great that Andy's here, but it would be great also if our leadership were to announce things without half the column being taken up with what Andy Burnett would do differently. But Andy is really an example of what happens when somebody's freed from the constraints of party politics in Westminster. And John, who's been lectured, has been to Milton Keynes a lot of times. Westminster is constraining. Westminster is completely locked up in its own values. And this week at conference, I think, for the first time in a long time, the Labour Party thinks it can be the next government. For a long time, the narrative about Keir has been sort of like, isn't he a Kinnock factor that will sort of rebalance the party, and we'll probably lose, and then we'll get someone nice and shiny who will take us into government. But we will be, I think, the government, and we will form the next government. So now is not the time to go into our shell, be mute, and shy away from some difficult decisions. And one of those is PR. Because PR is not about the system that we use. PR is about, to me, changing the politics of Westminster and changing the nature of our democracy. And it's not about the system, it's about the nature and firmness of our politics. And that really does have to change. But we can only convince those people in Liverpool and Stevenage and Newcastle and Camden that represent the bulk of the Labour Party, because that's where the Labour Party is getting elected with massive majorities. And it's difficult for them to give up power. What actually means to convince them that giving up a little bit of power will actually lead overall to a better society and better outcomes, because that's what a political party is all about at the end of the day. All that we exist for is to improve outcomes for the people that we think we represent. Because if we don't get elected, we don't represent them. And ultimately, and I think John's done a lot of work on this, if we lose those things, there's no such thing as a red wall. If there was a such thing as a red wall, we'd be in power in those places, but we don't, we've lost them because we've lost that connection with actually delivering what people on the ground want. So the final point I will make is that it's not just about redesigning our system, it's redesigning our system out of a centralised system. And that does not just mean into Wales or into Scotland or into big combined authorities. It means devolution right down to the very smallest places, whether that's Milton Keynes or whether that's even town and parish councils. Because town and parish councils deliver some really important services that we all laugh at. Oh, you know, dog bins or cutting bushes back. Those are the actual services that when you knock on people's doors are the most likely to really resonate with people. Devolution does absolutely not mean just to larger conurbations. It means right down to local communities, local parishes and local people. And that's vital as well. But it's not just about the system, not just about PR, it's about, I think, our politics in general. And that absolutely is about making sure our politics delivers for real people. So when I go out on doorsteps, that's how I'm going to sell this. I'm not going to sell this as PR. I'm not going to say this is about change. This is about you don't think in Berkeley, or you don't think in East Lancashire, or you don't think in Liverpool that politics matters. Well, it does. And the Labour Party now believes what you believe, and is our politics need to change. And this is not a time for the Labour Party to sit back and not be radical. It must be radical in everything we do, because the next opportunity, possibly the last opportunity we'll get to really transform this country.